Today, Equality Florida issued a travel advisory for the state of Florida. The advisory warns of risks to freedom, safety, and health to both short and long-term visitors or to those considering moving here. Executive Director Nadine Smith says it is with great sadness that we must respond to those asking if it's safe to travel to Florida or remain in the state as the laws strip away basic rights and freedoms.
All right, guys, so in this edition of Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff World, it seems like Florida does not want to be Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff World, and it's not just the Republicans in the GOP led by Ron DeSantis that are making Florida the place where woke goes to die, right? Apparently, the woke organizations and the woke revolutionaries themselves are actually helping the Republicans with their agenda, okay? Because before I did a story about the NAACP, and how they basically tried to push for a travel ban for black people to Florida. Now, they ended up doing a travel advisory, but they didn't do this in response to what happened down in Miami, where you had a ton of black people get shot, get hurt, because you had other black people, mainly tourists, come from outside of the city, come into the city for Miami during spring break and cause a whole bunch of violence and destruction, right? They didn't actually issue a travel advisory for that. They actually issued it in response to Ron DeSantis passing common sense legislation to stop woke indoctrination in school. Like, for example, banning AP African American Studies because it had queer studies, right, in the curriculum. Okay, they tried to sneak wokeness into an African American AP history course. Okay, and Ron DeSantis was having none of it. Now, apparently, again, this presents a danger for black people in Florida, so much so that, again, the NAACP tried to pursue a travel ban to keep black people from coming to Florida because apparently it's unsafe. So now we have a so-called equality group, aka a pro-LGBTQ group, okay, that is following the NAACP and trying to keep LGBTQ people from coming to the state of Florida, as they have moved to issue a travel ban for LGBTQ people in Florida in response to Ron DeSantis and some of the legislation that he's passed in that state. Take a look.
Two groups are warning some people that Florida may not be a safe place to visit right now. Equality Florida is alerting LGBTQ plus members.
That group, along with Florida Immigrant Coalition, issued a travel advisory for anybody coming to our state. Watch 2 Sanait Gabrigetigich joins us live tonight from Orange County. Sanait, you talked to the groups. What else did they say about this?
Well, Christina, Stu, the groups tell me they've been receiving a lot of messages from people who've expressed concerns about their safety in Florida. This comes after state laws and bills that they consider to be hostile to LGBTQ plus members, as well as undocumented immigrants.
I've heard from folks in the community say people are scared.
Equality Florida is the largest civil rights organization that's dedicated to supporting the state's LGBTQ plus community. The group put out a Florida travel advisory Wednesday, telling members that if they relocate or visit here, do so with caution. They say some parents have already moved out due to book bans and healthcare restrictions for transgender youth. Equality Florida's spokesperson says it's the first time the group has issued a warning for travel.
We felt like it was our job as to be honest with people about, what we're facing here in the state. Certainly people with children should know that, the legislature right now is poised to bar their access to health care, to bar them from being respected in classrooms.
The Florida Immigrant Coalition, an immigrant rights group, is also warning people about coming here. Their spokesperson says SB 1718 is one of the things that drove them to issue a travel advisory. The Florida bill would make it a third-degree felony for anyone who transports undocumented immigrants in the state.
There's 16 jurisdictions in the United States that have driver's licenses for all the residents, including undocumented residents.
She says if you get pulled over in Florida as an undocumented driver or passenger,
which could potentially escalate to, being called, immigration being called on you. And, who knows if this is the last time that you see your family.
In a statement, the governor's office said this about the travel advisories, quote, "We are not going to waste time worrying about political stunts, but we'll continue doing what is right for Floridians." Florida NAACP is also considering a travel advisory for Black people visiting Florida because of the governor's policies. The organization's National Board of Directors will have a meeting next month to decide whether they want to issue the advisory. We're live in Orange County. Sanaiga Rodriguez, Watch 2 News.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, right? Now, I got questions. I got a whole lot of questions for these woke organizations because I'm not sure exactly what the end goal here is, okay? I don't think that this is the gotcha or the thing that they believe that it is that is going to make conservatives feel bad, right? Like this is some type of punishment because according to them, okay, Florida is a bigoted state, right? It's a state full of bigots, okay? They don't like gays. They don't like blacks, right? They don't like anybody but straight white Christians, right? This is what they want you to believe, okay? So if that's something you want to change, okay, if you want to change that, why are you telling people not to come to the state or telling people who live in the state to leave the state because it might be dangerous, unless you're trying to give Florida away to the people that you claim are so dangerous, right? Like you're trying to give Florida away. Like, wouldn't this be something that these people want, right? If these people are so bigoted, okay, that they've created a state where it is dangerous to go to Florida, right? What do you think that you telling these people not to come to Florida is exactly what they want? You're giving them what they want, right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. To me, this doesn't really make sense. I think, in my opinion, that it would make more sense to encourage people to go there, okay, and to I don't know, vote, right? Vote in a way that is going to not put them in danger. But the reality is that these people are not really in danger at all, and that this is just another stunt, okay? And quite honestly, I don't care what they say, okay? I don't care what type of travel bans they issue. Most people are moving to Florida because Florida is the land of freedom, right? It is much better to live in Florida than it is to live in New York or California or a lot of these liberal far left cities, okay, that are in chaos, okay? And that's why you have so many people moving to Florida, probably including not woke LGBTQ people who probably hate the socialist economies of California and New York. I'm just saying, they're probably not that concerned about Ron DeSantis's laws, okay? Which, by the way, let's talk about that, okay? Because that's how ridiculous this is. They're issuing a travel advisory because kids can't get sex change operations. Again, how ridiculous is that, right? Like, just how stupid is that? Like, it just sounds so stupid. Don't come to this state. It's dangerous because kids can't get sex changes. I mean, it's again, it's just downright ridiculous. Florida is dangerous because teachers can't talk to kids about sex. That's why it's dangerous. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Florida is dangerous because you can't teach queer studies in African American history. So therefore, it's dangerous for black folks. Right. Now, they don't talk about the actual criminals, okay? The criminals that kill black people. No, not dangerous because of the criminals. Dangerous because of laws that keep kids from being racially indoctrinated. Again, these people are a joke, right? I mean, this is an absolute joke. Anything they disagree with is harmful, guys. Anything they disagree with is harmful. And that is how they shut down conversation. That's how they avoid being criticized. Can't say anything about them because, again, criticism, just pure criticism, disagreement is harmful, right? Disagreement is a threat to their lives. And it's just like, it's just so pathetic. This is what you do when you can't really stand on anything concrete. When you just realize that most of the people in Florida overwhelmingly voted for DeSantis, right? They overwhelmingly voted for what you claim is dangerous legislation for the people there. They overwhelmingly voted for it. They agreed with it. In a historic election, historic landslide. So what you do is that you result to this type of scam, right? Where you tell people it's dangerous, right? Travel advisory. Again, I don't think that this is going to have the intended outcome that they believe. I don't think that a lot of people in Florida are going to be very upset about this travel advisory. Both of them, the NAACP's travel advisory and Equality's travel advisory. I don't think that a lot of people are going to be upset about it, right? They might actually be like, well, hey, if this is what they want to do, maybe it is dangerous, right? Maybe it is dangerous for certain people to come here. I'm just saying. I don't think this is gonna have an intended outcome. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is a political stunt, and it should be laughed at and mocked. Right? Let's keep it 100. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.